Hey guys, so today was Free Comic Book Day, and before I get into, my experience at the comic book store, I'm going to talk about the fact that I almost forgot about it. Almost in like a really big way. On Wednesday when I went in to get my normal comic books, I walked in, I paid for my comic books, and they're like, oh yeah, don't forget Free Comic Book Day on Saturday. And at that point, it refreshed. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I couldn't really remember the date for Free Comic Book Day. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know when. So then I was like, okay, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Because I work Saturday night, so I can go in Saturday morning and maybe get some of the actual free comic books. So then, like, when I went, I had my week and it went on and stuff. I had my finals and everything, and so by Friday, I was probably like just basically brain dead. It was just brain was leaking out of my ears and nose. It was just mush in there. So then I'm like, Friday night, I'm just like sitting back and like, I don't know what to do with my life, and just recovering. And so then I get a text. It's from my coworker, and she's asking if she can switch shifts with me on Saturday. So she would work my Saturday night, I would work her Saturday morning. And I went into my parents' room. I was like, "Do I have anything doing? Am I doing anything Saturday? Do we have anything?" Because like I just wanted to make sure because I couldn't remember anything. But it was also a really busy week. I was afraid I was forgetting something. And they're like, no, I'm pretty sure there's nothing on Saturday. I was like, okay, I just want to make sure because I'm switching with a coworker and I wanted to make sure I wasn't like gonna conflict with something and then I wouldn't be able to go into work. And so then like yeah, that worked out. And so I told her, yeah, I'll switch with you. So I was working the morning shift and that would mean I would get off at 4, or at least I thought. It turned out I don't get out till 4:30. And so Friday night, like later in the night, like maybe 10 minutes before I went to bed, I remembered. I was like, today's Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, it's free comic book day. And I was so mad because I usually when I go into work is when the comic book store opens, so I would be able to like swing by before work and grab some of the free comic books and stuff. And so I was really mad because I thought that I was getting off at 4, so I was, maybe I could get some free comic books, but it was probably not. But then when I got off at 4:30, and that was kind of a bummer. It kind of ruined my plan to like at least drive real quick. So at that point, I was just like, I'll swing by and I won't get my hopes up, but let me just relax a little, go home, change out of my work clothes, and then go. So that's what I did. By the time I got to the store, I was like 5:15, and so when I walked in, well, first of all, they had so many, it was like decorated. They had chalk on their sidewalks saying free comic books, and it was really cool. They had balloons that said free comic book day on it. It was really cool. But when I walked into, the owners were like right by the door, and they're like, oh, you're here. It's so weird. It's not a Wednesday, and you're here. And I was like, well, I did come last Friday because I didn't get to go that Wednesday. But I was like, yeah, I know. It's a little weird. They're like, the table for the free comic books is over there, but there's probably not a lot left because it's kind of later and we got slammed compared to like what we thought we were going to do. And I was like, no, it's okay. And in my head I was like, I kind of already thought I wasn't going to get anything. I was like, no, it's okay. I was going to look around and actually like buy some other stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And so then I there's so many people, and I hate crowds. I love going to the comic book store because I am usually one of the only customers in the store when when I go in. The most that I've ever been like in a normal day going to the store, maybe there was a group of people that were in there together. And last Wednesday there was like a group of maybe 5 or 6 guys. They were buying figures, I think, for like HeroClix or something like that. And so they were all, doing their thing and stuff, but this was like a lot of people. There had to be like 40 people crammed into this little store, and it wasn't like it was hard to get through or anything. There was room to walk and get by people, but it's just, I'm not used to that. Like, I go to this store because it's like never this busy, and so I was walking around and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna get away from the new comics wall because this seems where majority of the people are, and I'm gonna go like around the little corner, and I'm gonna go to the, you know, the back issues and stuff, and hopefully escape from everyone. So I went, and there were so many more people, and this is a smaller section with, because they have tables with those like white cardboard boxes with all these back issue comic books, and like, you know, put it into categories and stuff. And so, and like there's only so much space in between these tables, and there were more people, and I was like, I already walked back here, and the owners already saw me come back here, and I don't want to just like walk back because they know I'm really shy, but I want to like not be that person. So I went in and I was like, okay, let's look for some comic books. And so I was looking through the back issues. I stayed in like W through T. Like that was the section I was like, well, not W through T. It was like T through like Z, and then at the end of the alphabet was like the dollar bin, like like everything's a dollar box and everything, so it's not the greatest comic books, but I was like, okay, I'll stay in this little section. So I had maybe 5 boxes to look through, and I was looking through them, and then so I did see Wonder Woman stuff, and I was like really tempted to buy something because I never had Wonder Woman comics before, but I was really tempted because they were the older ones. I like the look at that, but I didn't do it because I don't know, I just got nervous and I decided not to, and I already had grabbed like 3 other comic books, and then I I couldn't really pay attention because the guy, like everyone, they were so goofy and things were happening, and I couldn't help but laugh, and it was so funny. But then so I ventured back to the new comic books because people kept going where I was, so I was like, okay, let's go the other way. And so I went and I looked, and I was gonna get this, but then I put it back, and then I was like looking at this, but I put it back, and I felt really weird because I had to keep moving back because I was looking at stuff, but I was looking at like whole shelves, so I had to move back so people could actually like reach for stuff, and it was so weird because I'm not used to that. I'm used to like staying by the shelf, kind of looking around, taking my time, and I felt like I just wanted to get out of there, but I didn't want to miss anything. So that was kind of an issue. There was one person cosplaying, and I don't know where she went. I think she might have went to the back issues when I went to the new comic books, because I saw her. She walked into the store. She was standing in the middle near like the Funko Pops. But then when I went to new comics, I turned around and she wasn't there anymore. So I guess she went to the back issues or something. I don't know, but I couldn't find her anymore, and I don't remember where she was because I didn't want to stare at her. But I should have asked for a picture. But she was so cool. Like, it was like she put some effort into it. It didn't look like crap or anything. It looked really cool. But then, you know, eventually it got really like just claustrophobic, and my social anxiety was kicking in. I was like, I don't like people. So I finally went up and I was like, this is what I'm gonna get. I had already cut it down a bit, so I didn't have, because I only had $10 in cash. I didn't want to use my debit card. So then I got my comic books, and here they are. Look at the bag. It says, I think it says celebrating 15 years of the comic book day. So that's really cool. 15 years, 2001. That's pretty cool. First Saturday in May. So I'm gonna have to remember next year and like plan for it, because I don't know even what they had on Free Comic Book Day, but I feel like they were good. I'm so sad. But let's get into the bag, because usually they have a just a regular like paper bag, and that's, you know, kind of, I guess a lot of comic book shops have these kind of paper bag things. They usually have those, but they have those because, like, you know, it's Free Comic Book Day, whatever. And I got 4 comic books. I got 3 back issues, and then I got 1 like new-ish issue. Starting with the new one, I got Gwenpool #1, and that's pretty cool. I wanted to try something new. Originally, I was gonna get like the earliest that they had in the new Thor series, which was like #4, and then I was like, but then I would have to buy 1 through 3, catch up, and then I had to buy, because I think they're up to like 7, and I wasn't really up for that, and they had this. I was like, I kind of want to try it. I wasn't going to, but it does look kind of cool, so I'm gonna check it out. And it's just 1 comic. It was $5, so it was like $4.99. That was kind of pushing it. So then I had like a few other comic books. I put them back so I can get this one, but I had more hopes for this one than I did for others. And then my back issues, because if you don't know this about me, I have a pretty decent Thor collection, the Mighty Thor collection, like the Silver Age issues. A majority of mine are from the 70s, like from like 72, like 74. So that's what's going on. I got the Mighty Thor. I got 3 of them. I was going to get a Wonder Woman comic from like the 70s, and that looked really interesting, and I hadn't bought like a Wonder Woman comic yet, and I was really interested. I really want to get it, but I told myself next time. I think maybe this Wednesday, if there's nothing I like, or I don't know about this Wednesday. I think a lot of my regular ones are coming out, but if there's nothing I like in one of these Wednesdays this month, I will get myself the Wonder Woman comic that I was interested in, if it's still there. It was $3. I think it was actually on sale today, but I didn't get it. I don't know why. I was afraid that I was going to go over and I wasn't going to have enough money, and that would have been really awkward, but I did it. Going back to the Mighty Thor comics, I got issue number 372, and these were all in the dollar bin, so they're not the greatest condition, but they're still really cool, and I collect these mostly because of the titles, like the Mighty Thor, and because they're older. I don't collect them because they look pristine and they're super valuable. I don't actually go by that. I go actually by the storyline. Last year when I was in the Comic-Con, I found an issue that was missing because I had like a certain number through a certain number, but I was missing one in the middle, and I was reading it, and it was really frustrating because I didn't want to skip it because it was going to have information in it that I needed. So I found it at Comic-Con. It was a big win. Sorry, I got distracted. Next one, I got number 405. There we go. There's a glare. And I got number 406. The time of these printing, they were 75 cents each. And so that's a little, the majority of the ones that I have, the comic books are still 25 cents each. So you know that they're probably older, significantly older than my other ones, but I still like them. They're still cool. But oh man, to have comic books be 25 cents each. That's the dream, guys. That's the dream. But that's really it. I didn't even get to see what the comic books that they had for Free Comic Book Day were, and that's kind of really disappointing. Like, you don't even know. I'm gonna have to look it up and see what I missed out on, but next year I'm planning ahead, and I'm going to go. I'll be one of the first. I'm gonna grab some comic books. So sad. But you know, what did you guys do today? Did you guys go to Free Comic Book Day? Did you guys forget like I did? And if you did go, what were the comic books? Because maybe I won't look it up. Maybe I'll let you tell me. And if you didn't go to Free Comic Book Day, what did you get this Wednesday or recently? Or if you went to a comic book store but didn't get free comic books, what did you buy? Because, you know, it'd be awkward just to leave after. Just anything about comic books, guys. That's the conversation today. So, you know, have fun, and remember, it's the first Saturday in May every year, so plan ahead for next year. Okay, bye guys!